Hogarth Hughes has entered the secret sanctuary, and he brought the Iron Giant with him. Let's see how they measure up. Hey statue collectors, Sideshow first announced the Iron Giant maquette back in July of 2017, just before Comic-Con, and he made his first appearance at that show. He was about 95% done at that point. They wanted to do some tweaks with the paint, but for the most part, he was shown at the convention the way that you saw him when he was released. The statue came out in February of this year. The exclusive was only 250 pieces, and the collector's edition was 400 pieces, and they all sold out. One of the big complaints about that piece was that it did not include Hogarth, and the Iron Giant without Hogarth doesn't make a lot of sense. The other criticism was that there was nothing on the base to show the scale of the Iron Giant, which is exactly what Hogarth does. Some suggested that even putting some trees or even maybe a little road with cars on it would have given scale to this statue, which is what it really needed. But here we are, Spooktacular 2018, Sideshow's annual Halloween event. And what they have done is they've come out with a cell-shaded variant of the Iron Giant maquette. Only 100 pieces. And I think everyone knew that it was going to sell out pretty quickly. I'm not sure if people anticipated that it would sell out in 45 minutes. There were also some hiccups with Sideshow's RSVP system that you sign up for, and you're supposed to get an email letting you know that the statue's gone up for pre-order. Sometimes you can also sign up to get a text message, which is what I did. I did receive a text message as soon as it went up. The email didn't arrive until 40 minutes after it went up. 40 minutes after it sold out. So for those who only went the email route, they did not get an RSVP in time to purchase this statue. And hopefully, if you signed up for the text message, then you were able to do it, which is what I did. I kept a close eye on the Statue Forum message board also, and those guys are great at alerting you when something's gone up for pre-order. You know pretty much right away it's time to go to Sideshow's site and place your order. A little bit about the Iron Giant. It's based on a film that came out in 1999. It's the first feature directed by and written by Brad Bird, who is more famous for the Incredibles movies, both the first and the second one. This is a great film. It is classic animation. It's the hand-drawn animation. It's not Pixar computerized animation, so it's the old style. And there's something about the relationship between the boy and the giant that really kind of struck home for a lot of people. I think it has struck home more for men or for boys than girls. It's a guy film, I guess. But it wasn't a big hit at the time. I think the lifetime gross for this movie is it's over $23 million. But when you think about some of the great animated films today, or even when this came out 20 years ago or 19 years ago, 23 million is a fairly paltry sum compared to the hits that we see. You know, The Incredibles is hundreds of millions of dollars, but $23 million for the Iron Giant, but it's remembered very fondly by a large audience. It's one of those ones that gained in popularity through DVD and through streaming over the years. So here we are with the cell-shaded variant. We finally have Hogarth, which is great. Hogarth is just under 2 inches tall. He's about 1 3/4 inches tall. The Iron Giant, the entire statue is 25.5 inches tall. So you can figure out the scale. If Hogarth is maybe in real life, Hogarth would be maybe 4 feet tall at his age. And he's less than 2 inches here. So the Iron Giant is absolutely giant, no doubt about it. All right, let's do some close-ups. Let's see this thing. All right, let's start with the base. This is what Sideshow refers to as a forest environment. It kind of looks like a park to me. Some have thought that the grass, the green of the grass, might be a little bit brighter on this variant than it was on the original. I did see the original in San Diego a year ago, July, but I can't remember if it was a drier looking grass or not. But this looks really good. It looks real, which is really nice. And that base is about 16.5 inches wide. I had a little bit of trouble with the feet. They went in very easily, but it was difficult to get them positioned correctly so that no gaps were visible. But after a little tinkering, I made it work. The color is a darker color, the cell shaded color. It's kind of a gunmetal gray, which works very well. He does look the way he looks in the movie. We'll get close on Hogarth. Like I said, he's 1 3/4 inches. I thought he might be a little bit larger based on the pictures on Sideshow site, but I think it's a good size. It works well. One complaint I've already seen on the message board, just based on the Sideshow pics, the studio pics they took, is just as the Iron Giant is leaning back in his kind of classic Superman fists at his waist pose, Hogarth is leaning back. I think that's, there's just no flat surface on the Iron Giant. So they did the best they could. You can't really move him around because that's the only area that's magnetized. You could put him down here. Let me see if I can get him down there. You could just stand him up on the grass, find a fairly flat spot, and that kind of works nice too, but he won't be magnetized there. So I live in earthquake country, so it's always possible that he could fall over fairly easily. The statue itself it's very solid. It's got a good weight to it. Hogarth is quite light. I don't know what he's made of. It feels plastic, but or PVC, I guess. But the likeness is excellent, and I'm not sure I'd want him to be too much heavier since he is magnetized. I'd be afraid he might fall pretty easily if he was heavier. The way that the lights turn on in the eyes is just like the original releases. It's just a little touch at an indentation on the side of his head, turns it off, turns it back on, which is really convenient. You don't have to take the head off to turn the lights on, which is really cool. I would recommend displaying him low because he's bent back so far. You don't want to display him high or you don't get a good view of the head. So I'm probably going to put him on the bottom of the bookcase rather than the top. I'll spin him around. Since it's such a simple design, there's not a great deal of detail here to talk about. And I'm sure there's been numerous videos about the original releases. And as far as sculpt, there's literally no difference with this variant. It is only paint color and the addition of Hogarth. Missing is the Superman badge that the exclusive had from the original release, which would be nice to have since he is in this classic Superman pose. But I would expect that the people who purchased the original, whether they got the exclusive or the collector's edition are frustrated enough with this variant, including Hogarth. If it also included the Superman badge, there might be rioting in the streets. I mean, really, Hogarth should have been in every release of this statue. It shouldn't have even been an exclusive. I think it should have been in every release, because the movie's about the two of them, you know? It only makes sense. What's the Iron Giant without Hogarth? Okay guys, that's my quick and dirty review of Sideshow's Iron Giant maquette cell shaded variant. I think if you've got this coming, you're going to be really happy. It's exactly what you expect it to be. I don't think I have a single defect on mine. I'm very happy with everything about it. The quality control is really good. And I'm excited to add it to my collection. So I'll be back probably next week. I'm finally getting my XM Studios Poison Ivy, so I'm looking forward to doing that review. You've probably already seen a dozen reviews of that piece, but I've waited so long, for crying out loud, I'm going to do a review anyway. And hopefully I'll have some unique thoughts on that piece, which I think is going to be a beauty. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't seen that one at a show since it's XM Studios. I didn't get to go to New York Comic Con, so I'm looking forward to seeing it with my own eyes for the first time. I think it's going to be great. So I'll see you guys on the forums. I'll see you on Facebook, and have a great week. Take care.